just for the record, I know what I'm doing right now. I'm just doing it. Seeing what we can come up with.
I think we should take the spare tire down.
Yeah, that's next on the agenda. I needed to make room away from. He seemed awful comfortable calling that 4 inches.
Well, and I fold mine in half. That comes out exactly.
Little massage. Hold on, can you step on the... There you go. That's my great portion of that. This is here. I think that right there, it's going to keep me up here, so am I 10 inches from this? Or actually 11? Okay, so I'm 10 inches from that mark right now. So that gives me, if we do 4 inches, there's a whole fucking calculation of that I'm not going to do.
What calculation is that?
So when this side goes up and then the other side droops, it comes up even higher.
Oh yeah, a lot higher.
So I got to figure that out. So if we're going up 4 inches and I have 10 inches to the gas store.
Because when you look at mine, I have like 8 inches from the bottom of the fender to the top of the tire. And I only have like 4 inches of up travel, but that does rub right on the bottom of that tube.
So you got an extra 4. So if I calculate 6,
You're gonna get an extra.
so if I go 10 inches here, then I should be okay.
Okay.
Ish. Okay-ish. Okay-ish. That is our next move. Now we gotta start squaring it up front to back.
Yep.
And side to side. You know what I meant to do that I never did? Just find a center line.
Oh, you never center line the axle? You got a grease pen?
Fucking smart.
You got a Sharpie or a grease pen on you?
Did.
Here's a Sharpie, but...
Right there.
Got it.
Right there. That's balls and titties.
Yep.
Okay. And that's on that line. I wish I could see the line in the front. Now, we know we are good.
We're centered, now we gotta
That
get square.
direction-ish. And now, where's the best place to measure from? Alright guys, so we got the rear end placed. We're obviously going to have to do some trimming. We're calculating in, hopefully, I just come up to the door and that's it. That's what she's going to look like, minus the cutting chingaderises. Show you how wide it's going to be. That's actual placement too. It's centered up, everything. From the front. There she is. And then we have little Miss Tessie over here getting bath time fun. Looking super impressed. There's this side here. Alright, so I'm going to take the tires off. Make sure the axle stays center. Then I'm going to measure for my lower control arms and tack those in. Alright guys, so it's a new day. Still on the Tacoma. Still on the rear diff. We're going to drop some control arms into that thing. We're going to cut the brackets off the frame. And then that's going to sit stagnant for right now. You saw yesterday we got the placement of the wheel. What I was contending with is inside the fender well. Let's take a look. So here's the edge of the fender, as you can obviously see. But inside, Here's the actual wheel well, and it is not far from it. Right here. That's where the wheel well starts inside of it. So I got to keep that in mind as I place this wheel, because I don't really want to start cutting supports and all this stuff out. In the front, so in the front of it, we have the gas filler tube, which is right here. We have a lot of open space aside from that. So it's easier to go forward with the wheel. However, I'm trying to get some wheelbase here. So, right now, Steve and I yesterday calculated out we're going to be about 128 inches for the wheelbase. So, that's, you know, they come 121 stock. So what we're doing is placing the wheel dead center of the open wheel well. And that way I just trim a little bit all the way around. When it goes up, we'll see what it hits, but I don't do this stuff, guys, so I don't know how to calculate out where it's going to be. I measure the best I can, but once you go up, full stuff is not full stuff. When the other side drops down, it causes it to pivot and comes up further. So I don't know where the wheel is going to end up, and I don't know what I got to do for limiting and all that good stuff. So that's where it is tentatively sitting, and that's why I'm doing the lower control arms out of whatever this stuff is called, PVC tubing, and that way we can make sure that everything's going to work, and then I can maybe put it back on and cut it. But she did look pretty good with those tires on, so I'm rather excited to get them back on there. For now, let's get the bump stop off. Let's get the lower control arm bracket off. Okay, so just spent the last 2 hours squaring up this axle, so I kind of just kept going and forgot to film. I got this bracket on. I tilted this at 10 degrees. I squared the pinion up to the transfer case by putting a piece of metal across the bridge. I'll show you that in a little bit. So I've marked where the top of this axle is. I've marked that it is at 3.5 degrees tilted backwards. That is not what the pinion is at. The pinion's at a completely different angle. That's just the truss. These are at 10 degrees right now, so I'm going to match it on the other side. At 10 degrees, I mean, I'd have to pretty much stuff this thing up into the window to overextend this piece. So that's going to be happy where it is. The other side, I'm going to match it. Right now, I'm going to figure out how far away from the backing plate I am. And I am 2 1/8 from the backing plate, which is perfect. That gives me enough room that I can weld on this side, I can weld the inside, weld that side. This thing's going to be burned to this tube like nobody's business. Yep, so gonna match the other side. I'll take you guys along on that one now that I'm remembering. So I got a mark right here that's 1 1/8 over. I'll put it right on that. We're going to angle this to 10 degrees and hope it moves just a little bit when I'm farting around with this. Safety squint. Okay. Do a tiny little tack. That's at 9.9, 9.8. As it's cooling. Put a clamp on it real quick here. This will suck the back into it. Close up that gap. Muscle memory into it. Alright, so 9.9 degrees. Call me a hack, I'm taking it. So now I know that these brackets are the same angle. Now we'll double check the measurement. Should be 1 1/8 off the backing plate. Sorry, 2 1/8. And I am spot on. Not to toot my own horn, that actually worked out. Nice heavy spot weld. I don't want to take any chances with it now. You guys didn't see it, but I dropped the front axle and ripped all the brackets off of it and did some damage to one of the rims, and real fun stuff. I think I talked about it in the last episode. So, alright, this bracket is on there. Now we're going to get some control arms made up with the best material I can find. So this is the jig for the front that I used. This is set at 35.5 inches bolt to bolt for the lower control arm. Now that being said, I think I want to get closer to 38 to 40, but let's see how this looks on the truck. Okay guys, so as a lot of things on this build, sometimes you just got to sit back and look at it.
You know, when I see a car like this, first thing I do is I say, would you look at this? You know what I mean?
Yeah, sure.
I'm going to go to 40 on the link, which puts it 4 inches forward of that, 4 inches forward of the green line where it is now. So about the front of the bracket is where the control arm's going to be. I'd rather it a little bit longer, and it also is going to give it something to rub on. If I'm up on a ledge or something, it's going to hit the control arms instead of the drive shaft. So let's make that modifications. Spot welds are pretty good. Spot on guy. These are going to be a bitch to get off. Yahtzee! Oops. I don't know how the fuck that just came out. Oh, nutsack. Well, that ain't good. Fuck around and find out. That just added unnecessary time. Ta-da! On today's episode of You're a Dumbass, there's the pieces. Well, we got a new one. Let's pop that in there. Make sure to over tighten it, of course. Well, these are all loose. Not gonna lie, I probably wouldn't have checked those normally. Found the only thing that's good for.
Hi.
Hi.
How's it going?
It's going.
Yeah. With PVC.
Yeah. Alright. So that's our new control arm. I tried slicing it, but then I remembered that I got the plumbing fittings thinking they were a better idea. So this doesn't actually go over the collar for this. So in order to make that work, I had to go back to using these, which just meant useless cutting. So I have one 40-inch control arm. So guys, there's a kink in my plan. My rock slider is right here. I'm not overly concerned with that, but it does mean that we're gonna have to shave this bracket down, which I'm only taking an inch or so off, and I don't intend on running this bracket just welded to the frame. This is gonna have some more stiffening. I'm gonna go up the frame with it and all that good stuff. So should be okay. I want to see what my angle's at here. Right there I'm 6 degrees. So if I was up here still, see, I'd be about, you guys can't really see it, but I'm almost 9 degrees if I don't come out 40 inches. So this is where she's gonna be. Okay. Well, depends on how hard I'm leaning on the damn thing. But somewhere under 5 degrees, I think that's going to be our dude. So 40 gives us a nice degree. Now, it's bending inside of the thing, so we're not all the way there. I definitely like that. We got a little bit of triangulation to it. So that's going to be nice. So we'll get the other side whipped up, but as far as tonight goes, I'm done. We'll hit that one tomorrow night. Bang that out after work. Alright guys, we're back at it. This is another day. It is after work, so about 6 o'clock. I'm hoping to get a couple hours in tonight. I measured the vehicle already. I got a laser shot across it so I can get this bracket put in. And then we're going to get the lower control arm. I'm going to try and make the tubes and get the actual tubes in. I know I want to go with 40 inches, pretty solid on that. As far as the upper link goes, I'm just waiting for Brody to get a second that he can come over and point that out to me. I'm trying to figure out through watching some videos and whatnot of how to do the geometry in the back of the vehicle. If there's any special things, this one needs to be X amount above the other one. If I'm following the same rules as the front, the upper control arm, if you make it equal length, you will end up with the pinion following the correct angle. It'll follow the transfer case basically. If it's a little bit less than the 70%, then it goes up and down and the front pinion stays at the right angle. I want it to be able to angle in the rear. I'm not trying to keep geometry of steering or anything in the front, so I believe I want to go equal length on these. So if I can get to that point tonight, great. If I can't, tomorrow night I'll do the third link, and then we'll start messing around with the track bar. I still don't have a solution to the flexing frame yet, but we'll get there eventually, one step at a time. Right now, I'm going to be trying to move rather quickly tonight so I can get some stuff done. I got a lot of other projects coming in that'll probably be more entertaining for you guys. And quite frankly, I want to get this thing out on the trail. So, yeah, I'm just going to kind of rip through this. Sorry if I don't film everything. I'll talk your ear off later and we'll see what happens. So, let's do this. I think that's my best cut with the bandsaw so far. Look at that. Right on the money. For those of you that don't know what this is, it's a little carbide scraper. Makes little curly cues like that. But it takes off any kind of edges. Like these are all laser cut. And I'm still able to cut myself with it. So I just kind of run this all around it. It doesn't like to go around corners, but it is great at straight lines. This is all stuff I've been doing off camera, but you guys are sitting there hanging out so patiently right now. Might as well watch me do something, right? That's exciting. Super exciting! Alright. Let's get that under the car. $32 3/4. I'll take it. That's what she said. Alright, let's put the metal eraser on. Again, my disc of choice is the preferred. I don't know, that. That's my disc. They're not a sponsor. Yet. Oh, you're listening. So. I spin it so it pushes in tight, and that way I got no gap here except for the one that I want. When I'm ready to loosen it up, I'll just spin it back the other way, take the pressure off these bolts. And once again, guys, I forgot to plug weld it. That's a problem for another day. Look what I remember, guys. Holes. Yay! Yipes. What the fuck? It was just there. Just needed a little foot. I'm not talking about the measurement either. Lower links, both sides in. Other side, need to drill another hole in it. Keep forgetting to do that, but no big deal. When we're ready, we'll get there. I'd say that's pretty good progress for tonight. I squared up the axle, and now that these are in there, the axle won't move at all. I don't have to worry about it tipping, and I can be a lot more precise with everything else. So yeah, let's get at it tomorrow night. And for you guys, that'll be like this. Because we need to get this off and go outside with it.
Are you talking just lifting points? Oh, I see what you're saying now.
Yeah, because right there is easy. You can grab that. I can't grab here.
What about 2x4s? You got 2x4s?
And just let it slide on it. So if we do that, and then yeah, go ahead and pick that up. I'm gonna slide this under. When we're sliding it, it's going to want to move, so we can ratchet grab it. Figuring things out. Oh, we're going to grab the edges.
Oh.
This is just to help us slide it till we get over here.
Oh, gotcha.
And then we'll
grab the edges like that.
figure out the rest. Yeah.
Alright, sounds good to me.
I think you can take it up there. Let it on the truck a little and slide it. All right, you ready?
Yep.
There we go. Ain't so bad.
No, not bad at all. Gonna have to go, yeah, like that.
The first time since I got the truck, it's been without a shell.
You bought it without a shell, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And like the second or third week I had it got a shell. It's been an old man rig ever since.
Whatever, man.
I like the look of it. I like the look of it.
It changes it completely.
A lot of people think it looks like shit, but I really don't give a fuck.
It's a fuck. It's not there.
It's my fucking truck.
Exactly.
And this here, I think I showed you this, the amount of flex. Oh, it's way better without the shell on it, but wow, that's all bed. So what Brody came up with is there's a flat spot in the frame right here. And I'm going to go up with a riser and all the way across. And the link for the third that goes right up here in the center is going to mate into that. And then from that, I'm going to come over all the way over to here. And I'm going to French it into this. So that that'll fucking stiffen that. And then I have a frame plate for this. Because my ORIs go in here at an inward angle. So all the stress is going to be on this. With leaf springs, there's a big debate about doing airbags on trucks. Because leaf springs, this is where one hanger is and the other one's back there. Well, all the pressure's here and back there, so it disperses the load. When you have airbags or a center point like this, all your stress is here, there's nothing there, so 100% of the load's gonna be right there.
Yeah.
So you have to like really fucking stiffen this shit.
I finally got enough room out of the front of it to where my truck I can actually get it out this time. I told my dad, my brother, to clean it up there. Like, which more room do you need? I'm like, are you fucking serious?
Just a little, guys.
Okay, let's do the math here. 20-foot truck, 27-foot trailer. How do you like that impact?
I love it.
Yeah?
I use it for lug nuts.
Really? It does well for like that? Because
When I go on trips, this is what I carry with me.
Yeah, see, I've got my 1/2-inch mid-torque impact that I carry in the truck, but I want something for my garage. I'm tired of using my pneumatic. I love the pneumatic, but I don't always have the...
So when I'm working on cars, if I'm taking a lot of shit apart, I'm going pneumatic every time.
Yeah.
It's so much lighter.
And it's got way more power.
They're faster.
They are faster.
It's significantly faster.
Bumper.
Here. Make sure you don't go to the release point.
That'd be bad, right?
Potentially. Trying to avoid that.
I guess that would be a smarter idea. What if I want to cut my fingers off, mate? Ah, there we go.
Alright, we got one step. Please slow down your digits. Eek. A friend would have grabbed my ass and helped me up there. Just throwing that out there.
That's good. That's just
Okay. I'm trying to go a little further. Just a wee bit. Oh, almost fucking took the elevator.
bolt.
I have to go to that side.
Oh, fuck. Okay.
I have made a boo-boo.
I see now.
I have made a boo-boo. This is actually working better than I thought. I thought I was going to have to get the Bobcat in here. Shit's getting real now.
Hell yeah. Oh, look at that.
High five.
Clap my hand.
Yes.
Dude, look at that. Now you can fucking really get in there.
So what I need to do is I need to put in a bar that goes across here to accept the third length. Let me get you a little closer and I'll show you what I'm talking about. Okay, so we're over on the passenger side now. As you can see, the body mounts on both sides. I got a lot of clearance here. What I'm gonna do is go across here 8 inches off the frame, and then I'm gonna put in a piece of 2x4 or 2x6 steel rectangle. I'm gonna do risers that come up. Off those risers, we're gonna come across and mate into the frame. So it's gonna basically take this whole section here, come across. Like I'm gonna get as much of this as I can into these risers. The weak point in Toyota frames is right here. In fact, if you're ever going out to buy a new Toyota, a used Toyota, and you're anywhere where there's salt or snow, beat the hell out of this corner right here. Take a hammer with you, nail that corner. If the hammer disappears, walk away. It's gone. They do make plates and reinforcement sections that you can weld in here, but I mean, you can just buy one of these things out here in California and Oregon, Nevada. Where's the other place? This one came from Utah. So any place that doesn't use salt, perfect. So that's going to strengthen up the whole ass end of this. So by the time I tie it in up here, I'm going to have a ton of strength. Then we're going to do hoops off of that over to here, and the 16-inch ORIs, which are right here. I know I've showed these before, but damn! So that's those, and then here's the fronts. Way overkill. I got more suspension than truck. That's the way we like. Anyways, so I had to take the bed off in order to get this in there. So tomorrow I'm gonna run down, get steel, and we lucked out because it's boxed. Look at that, guys. It is boxed here. So it's boxed all the way up to the bed mount. So when I come across, I'm also going to do frame stiffening plates from here all the way back. So this thing's going to be nice. You got to be real careful how you do this too, because these Toyota frames are designed to flex. And if you take that flex out of it, you create a hard spot, you create a cracking point. So I'm not going to lie to you guys. I'm not an engineer. I know it's hard to believe, but we're just kind of winging this. But transferring loads and figuring that out, I think I'm on to something here. I had Brody come over last night and he looked at all this with me. I'm gonna see if he'll be on the channel, guys. Brody's a super cool dude, knows his shit, super willing to help. Yes, I'm paying a fee to have him come and give me his input, but I mean, guys, I don't know how to do this stuff. So having Brody, it's a lifesaver. Guys, so this is 2x6, 2x5, apologize. I was going to go with 2x4, but I have this laying around. I have a full 20-foot stick of this, and I have this little scrap. So I'm going to cut 2 legs at 6 inches, and then I should be able to get the side pieces that I'm going to tie into the frame itself out of this same piece. So, yeah, let's do that. If I have metal and I can use my own metal, hey, it's cheaper. I just so happen to have Andrew's saw. Andrew has the Bad Girl Milwaukee. He doesn't know I have it, so shh. Just kidding, he gave it to me to use. So let's see how good it is. Okay, I'm buying one. Okay, I'm buying one. Oh, that's a straight cut. That just cost me $600. Calling Andrew. Andrew?
Yes, sir.
I thought we were friends.
What happened?
I don't know why the hell you would do this to me, but you completely fucked me.
What happened?
I'm trying to save money right now. You handed me this fucking saw to use, and now I need one. I thought we were friends.
I kind of warned you when I was using it when we were doing the fence, and you were like, nah, I'm good, I don't want to use it. Like, hey, you're going.
Dude, you know how hard it is for me to cut rectangle? Like
It's annoying,
2x5s, 2x6s. This thing just sliced it in one fucking swoop motion, made it look easy, and now it's on my Amazon cart.
Hey, look at the bright side. The blades are only $66.
Where's the bright side?
There is no bright side. It's
Oh.
just-
I got you. You guys have no idea how good this is. I usually cut this with a bandsaw. It gets crooked, then I have to grind it down, or I use a cut-off disc, have to spin it around. Unreal. There it is, guys. Last night I got the upper bar welded into place. I just kind of welded this side, that side there I did here. I'm gonna put some stuff over the fuel tank. We're gonna pull this back out and we're gonna weld this on the table and then throw it back in the truck. Then we're gonna be doing links and moving forward with everything. So I'm pretty excited about this. See where we end up. Guys, I almost forgot. And so did you. Now's a good time to hit that like button. Yeah? Alright, back to it. Fucking hell. I actually did forget. I didn't turn the fucking gas on. Shit! Let's try that again. And again and again and again. Alright, so I'm going to cut all these spot welds now. This is going onto the bench. I'm going to chalk it so I know which way it goes. Meet you over there. So guys, these are a pair of pliers. These used to be line pliers for electricians, and I welded a hardened tab to the end of it, and then I found a piece of, I don't even know what I took that off of, but essentially what I got here is the rubber grommet. This goes around the back side of the rubber grommet, and this pushes the tab through it, so it comes off the exhaust hangers nice and easy. So essentially comes in behind it, and then it pushes that piece of metal right through, and just like that, these are off. I believe Lyle makes a pair of these. I don't remember who else, but I know a coworker just bought a pair, and it made me laugh because I never knew they existed, and I made a pair when I was, I think I was 17, but that's the pair I've had since I was 17 or 18, somewhere in there. I'm gonna leave the hanger brackets there for right now. The next thing is that we need to do, as far as pinion angle goes, I need to put the angle chingus on the transmission, or sorry, on the back of the transfer case, and then match the angle to this guy here. Also, he told me I needed to get a different yoke, a yoke style pinion, so I'm gonna have to do that. Gonna look around and order that up. Not yet though, drive shafts aren't anywhere near being needed yet, so actually they might be. Guys, that's exciting actually, that just hit me. Once this link is in, the front's already done, I can start measuring for drive shafts and have those built while I'm dicking around with everything else. Hey, that's kind of exciting. So let's figure out where this guy needs to be. Then we're gonna find dead center of, not here, but of the actual truck, and with the dead center of the truck I'll then be able to mark my dead center line for the axle and everything of that nature. So I'm gonna figure all that stuff out now. Guys, we just got back from the store. We picked up some 5/8 bolts. We needed some for the front as well, but I got them a little bit on the long side. Reason being is the sleeve. I need to be able to go through 1/4 inch thick metal, 1/4 inch thick over here, and still get the nylock nut on there. However, they go in, but they don't go any further past that, so the threads are about all they can do. I need this shoulder to fit through there, so we're gonna give her the old with our little friend Mr. Owie. So once that's in there, bang that through real quick. I'll take this over to the drill press. Now, probably just going to put this in the vise. Drill press is too lengthy to set up. Blast the hole through these. Duplicate that, because I need 2. And then we'll move. Guys, do you guys do this? See these 3 markers? I have 3 boxes of markers laying around somewhere that I don't know where. So I throw them in a pocket, I throw them in my shirt, I throw them somewhere. I go into the house at the end of the day and take them off, and then they all end up in the house. So this morning I grabbed a pile of them And yeah. Oopsie. Oopsie doopsie. Definitely drill pressing the next one. You know what? I'm drill pressing this one. Alright, so see what we did. Oh, see the way it bottoms up? Never mind. Guys, we got the laser out again. I'm super shitty at filming. I basically cut the large bracket down. Here's what the bracket was. Here's what it is now. So we did have a little boo-boo. Somehow the truck got off a little bit. I mean, we've picked the truck up, we've raised it up and down on the jacks, I've beat on things. It wandered about 1/4 of an inch. So I just drew a new line all the way down the truck. I checked everything twice, recentered this axle. The front axle's off 1/4 of an inch, which kind of sucks because there's a lot involved in changing that at this point. But while all these measurements are good, I'm gonna lock this in before I try changing the front of the truck and risk the truck moving again. So the third link in the front might be a little bit of a biatch, but we'll see. We're still here. So this is gonna go in here, and you can see I marked here, I marked the pumpkin, there's a mark under here, and there's a mark on the truck where the line is currently. So when I come up here, I'm going to put the laser up here. I'll be able to find dead center here. I'll mark that down, be able to locate that exactly where it needs to be. This is my current plan. We're going to put this in here, and that's going to link into that guy there. And that should, in theory, get us what we need. Okay guys, so I got the straight line coming up. I know where this is going to go. This one here, I'm going to come all the way over as far as I can, and it's going to angle over into it. Obviously, they're going to go underneath of this bar. I'm just trying to figure out how do I keep these things straight. And I'm thinking, okay, well, I can cut a piece of metal here and cut a piece of metal there, but that's going to determine a lot if my piece of metal is exactly straight. What really matters is that these bushings are exactly where they need to be. Like, these need to pivot at the same time. If you got one pivoting like this and one like this, they are going to bind like crazy. I can't have that. So this one has to be directly in line with that one, and I'm going back and forth. So I remembered a long time ago I bought this 5/8 inch rod for my welding table, and guess what it's gonna do now? It's gonna work bitchin'. So I'll take the bolts out, put this in there, and then when I weld it onto this, I know that there's nothing wrong with those. They are perfectly good. So even if they were like this and completely cocked out of the way, when that bar goes up to it, it doesn't matter because it's still going to pivot at the same place that it needs to. And then this one's going to weld into it. To a certain extent, it doesn't matter, but it does matter a little bit. So yeah, as long as these are on the correct plane with each other, we are solid. So what I did, guys, I just put a tiny little tack weld. Now I'll cut that off, grind it nice, you won't even ever see it, but these can't twist from side to side. That's all nice and locked into place, except for that one, but it can't move from side to side. It just didn't stick to the metal for some reason. It's kind of alarming, but is what it is, because that doesn't stay there. Alright guys, so this one here, that's still loose. So I'm going to be able to pop that and get the fuel line out. All this stuff has several spot welds in it, so once I get it out, I'm going to clean it all out because I never prepped the surface, so I got to clean it and then weld it in. So once again, this has to come out.